That's Arlene.
That's Danielle.
That's Quio.
That's Niko.
And we are
The Lost Sheep.
Pentecast. Oh.
Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99.
So in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Lord, we thank you for this wonderful, beautiful day, for allowing it to be very warm, very hot, that summer is finally here, that schools are sort of winding down. I thank you for our lowering of COVID cases, our increase in people getting vaccines, and that finally we have great news that the church is reopening Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thank you so much. It's great to have in-person masses once again. So we pray for that. We pray that we will stay in this in-person mass system, that it won't fall back into a lockdown. We won't fall back down a stage, so that we can finally praise and glorify you with live events and live masses, and that we'll be fine, and that the pandemic will soon be over, all here in Canada, but also all across the world. And so together we say, glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
okay. Welcome, friends. So, as you guys heard from before, that's Arlene and that's Niko. You guys don't know who they are. We're living under a rock, because clearly you don't pay attention to the stage of Instagram.
Yeah.
But so these are our friends from church. They have had their own podcast called Pentecast during the Pentecast season.
Pentecost.
What's the correct word?
Pentecost. The Pentecost season, not Pentecost.
Pentecost season. During the Pentecost season, if you haven't seen those episodes, you'll need to go check that out.
For a plug.
So friends. I got you.
Okay, wait.
St. Joe's.
Before we get into this, can we introduce how we know each other? I figured that.
Yeah.
I figured that would be the wisest.
Be smarter. That would be okay. So, do you want to do each individual person introduces how?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, each individual person, introduce yourself, your relationship to, I guess, St. Joe's, because that's the primary connecting thing.
So it's your role in St. Joe's.
Sure.
Okay. Let's start.
Flip a coin.
There's 4 of us.
Heads. Arlene goes first.
What?
Whoa. If anything, I should call the shots. Okay.
Why? Why should you call the shots, Arlene?
Okay. We'll get into that. Hi, everyone. My name is Arlene, but it's pronounced as Beyonce. Ow, ow, ow. I met these lovely people at St. Joe's, and I've known Niko for a while, but we never really talked because apparently I scare him. And I've only seen Danielle and Quio around during passion play rehearsals, maybe, but never actually spoke to them until I became the youth minister at St. Joe's, and see them all the time. They're ugly faces. Just kidding. I love them.
I guess I'll say the first time I guess I saw Arlene was, I think, for Steubenville Prep 2015. I was really young, and you, I believe, were in Franciscan League, correct? I remember distinctly, because all of you went to Steubenville for a week, and then you came back or something to pick us up, and you guys were all like, oh wow, it's so exciting, you guys should be so exciting, so hyped, and I felt so hyped because of that. And then you guys I think the first day you guys were on stage, and I was like, wow, I want to do that someday. And then we never went to Steubenville TO ever again.
So true. Rough.
Oh my. Alright, Niko. You're next.
Alright. So, I know Arlene from work, but before that, we're co-workers because I'm the media coordinator. Forgot my role. Whoops. So I know Arlene because we're coworkers at St. Joe's. I'm the media coordinator. She's a youth minister, and we get into shenanigans all the time. But I knew her before church because I'm friends with her brother and her also. But like Arlene said, I was too scared to talk to her because she was too cool for me. I know Danielle because I traumatized her when she was working in the kitchen for summer camp, and I was her boss. And I babysat Keo at camp. And I've been at St. Joe's for like I don't know. I've been loitering there for like 10 years now since like high school started. I'm not in high school anymore, just for context. But yeah, it's 10 years of loitering, and eventually they gave me a job.
Nice.
Solid. All right, Keo.
Yes? What? Am I asking? Oh, hi.
No,
Hi.
introduction.
Oh, right. I thought we were already introduced at this point. Okay, hi, I'm Keo. I am one half of the Lost Sheep, I guess, but I'm also the half you don't see. I mean, I'm the half that doesn't do anything. I just edit, and that's it. I got dragged into this. I mean, I willingly volunteered to help Danielle on this dream of hers, and I don't know. What is my relationship with St. Joe's? I am an altar server, and that is about it. I've been going to this church. Oh, where did I meet them? Well, they explained. Anyway, I've been in this church since I was first communionized, which is around 6 or 7 years old, and thus I've also been loitering for quite some time. Except I'm still in high school, so yeah. I guess they did explain. Arlene, we met probably at like a passion play practice or something, and with Niko, yes. Like, I mean, he didn't babysit me. It sounds like I was a young child. I was not. I was just a tween.
Dude,
and he just.
You're a young child.
I was not to me, I was not a young child.
Dude, you're absolutely like a teeny bopper, like 10-year-old.
I remember distinctly. I think it was a bowling trip. You were the JC.
God, no.
You and your brother. And you were with me, my brother, and then one of our friends.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure people thought we were just like a set of like 5 siblings.
Hi, Danielle, your turn.
Okay, so everybody knows where I am. I'm Danielle. I'm the other half of the Lost Sheep. My role in St. Joe's is, well, altar server, really. I started technically really going to St. Joe's since grade 7, so I've been there for maybe like 6 years. I don't know if that's proper math. 6 years? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5. Wait, Arlene, you struggling over there a little bit?
We all don't know math, apparently.
It's
We're not good at it. We're not good at it.
what it is. Yeah. Niko was my boss at summer camp, kitchen staff. Fun time. Met Arlene sometime during Passion Play practice. And then Keo Passion Play 2017. Yeah. Yeah, because that's when I got confirmed. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so what is everyone's favorite memory at St. Joseph the Worker Parish?
Tormenting.
Yes,
these
Arlene.
Follow-up question. Does it strictly have to be confined within the 4 walls of St. Joseph the Worker Parish? Or is it more of a, like, abstract notion of, like, being a member of St. Joseph the Worker Parish, but not in the physical building?
Is this like an Asgard
Yeah.
is a people, not a place moment?
Sure.
Is this referring to like Steubenville stuff or like Dominican stuff?
See, I know
Yeah.
Niko understood.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, wait, no, I was just asking the question, but I didn't want to go first.
Oh, you can go.
I vote Niko.
All right. In the short sense or short story, tormenting these two as they were growing up is just like I have a younger brother, so I already played the big brother role. So being a big brother to even more kids and teeny boppers is great. Like I remember Yeah, I can go off right now on just my favorite memories of these two, but for their sake and
Do it. Do it. Do
As long as you
it.
do her first, it's fine.
no exactly.
You know what? It's fine because Nico's lone. Nico has known you longer than me, so majority of my things are probably coming from summer camp anyway. So
Oh no, for sure they're all coming from summer camp, and just like I remember I would just okay, this is kind of mean of me, but I would stress Danielle to no end. Just to mess with her, I would just stand behind her like as she's cooking, nod and walk away. I would do stuff like, I would hold like paper and then like sometimes she'll think it's a recipe, like sometimes it's just a blank sheet of paper, and then I'd say something like, "Did you guys do this?" And like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm joking." And then like she would get frazzled and she'd just be like, "Oh my god, no, we didn't." Like, no, it's not part of today's task.
stare at him, and I'm like, "You're joking, right?" And he's like, "No," and I'm like, "Huh?" And he's like, "No, I am joking," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Like I like the kitchen was my domain. I ruled it with like an iron fist, but I still like tried to mess with my little teeny boppers in my portion of the camp. And Danielle was an easy target. I'm sorry for all like the stress and anxiety, but I didn't.
Perfectly fine.
I only did it because I knew that she can handle the stress, handle the pressure, and she would grow up to be a fine leader. And here she is with Keo.
Doing the exact same thing back to me. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Like,
So,
honestly, like worked out in my favor though, because now that like I'm in grade 11 and I'm looking at programs to apply to next year, I'm actually applying to Niagara College for a culinary arts program because of summer camp.
Wait, I didn't know this. Wow.
So I'm using it as a backup program just in case my mental health like just says no to my nursing program. So I have 2 places for nursing, and then I'm doing Niagara College for culinary arts. I'm gonna do 2 years of that, and then we're gonna go into baking.
Wow.
I'm so proud. I'm actually, oh, my heart's swelling. My plan worked. So I just knew someone from kitchen would end up in culinary at some point, so just I win. But yeah, tormenting Danielle at summer camp because I knew that you can't create diamonds unless you apply pressure on coal. I think that's how it works. I'm not a geologist. I'm not good at math. But I knew that Danielle would be a diamond, so I just applied pressure until she would just poof into a diamond. And I'm glad like that. I'm hearing that she's going to, or thinking of applying to Niagara College for culinary. I'm just the big brother bear is just so like proud right now. Moving on, Keo. Whoo! Stories I can tell about Keo. Like this is great.
That's lovely.
I've known Keo since he was at least 9, maybe 8. Like at the latest 10. And like Keo is just let me tell you, he is one smart pickle. I remember this one moment. I can't remember what I said or what was the conversation, but it was just a really dumb conversation between some of the counselors, and then Keo just one ups everyone and just corrects all of us in just one flowing sweep. He's just like, actually, it's just this, and then I just stood there and I'm like, I really shouldn't have a job at summer camp taking care of children if the children are correcting me, but that's one. I like Keo's attentive passion for detail. Very, very great. Pokemon cards was a big thing. Very big thing. I remember myself and another co-counselor, Kevin. We would literally, like, and Michael at one point, we would literally go to a card shop after summer camp, buy like all the cheap, like, I don't know, GX or whatever, like shiny cards were at the time, and then we would just trade with the kids, and then it'd be like, if you guys don't behave, we're gonna take away Pokemon time, and then that's how everyone got to behave. And then one summer, I remember Keo was just like, "Oh yeah, like Pokemon's great, but I play this card game called Magic now," and it's just like, "Woo! I am old," because like I'll be honest, like Keo's probably a better Magic player than I am, and I've been playing card games for a long time. Like I just remember this kid like pull out like his Magic deck, and then like he was just like going through it, and like I think you're either practicing your deck or trying to teach someone, and I'm just like this kid's too smart. Like this kid is like leagues ahead, and like no one should ever motivate Keo to be like a supreme world leader. I mean, it's cool if he wants to, but like Keo will find a way to take over the world and in a heartbeat, and then I'll just be like, he did that. But no, like just watching Keo grow up into the amazingly responsible young man he is now, it warms my heart. But you know what doesn't warm my heart? He's taller than me. That really annoys me because.
Am I really? I actually didn't know
I'm pretty
this.
sure you are. You're taller than me, and Keo was
Really?
yeah, Keo was like barely to my chest, and now all of a sudden I see him after like the first lockdown lifted, and then this kid's like looking down on me, and I'm like, bro, you already looked down on me as a child. Now you're literally doing it in person, like.
But also he drives now. Like
Yeah, I was
when
so
he
shocked.
pulled up for drive-through communion, I was like, "There's no way he is driving that car right now. There's no way."
I was really tempted to just jump in front of the car when you were driving, because I'm like, I can't live in a world where Keo is driving. I'm too old. Like, this kid was like yay tall, and now he's taller than me, driving engineering, I believe, that you're going into it. Yes, like, oh my god, this kid, like, he's not a kid anymore. I'm sad. I feel old, but like I'm happy sad. I can just go on like about these two, like just watching them grow up. It's like being a parent without actually having to like pay for child support, which is like pretty great, but because I'm broke. But yeah, watching these two grow up, is like, it really makes my time at St. Joe's worth it, because it's not just them, and I just have. I feel like that grandma on a rocking chair with like her big book, and whenever like a visitor comes to her house, like, do you want to see my grandchildren? They're all so adorable, and then they're all like 30-year-olds who are like successful and stuff, and I'm like, do you want to bake, or do you want me making some cookies or something? Like, they're like, look at my little grandchild here, like so cute, and then they're like, they have their own family and stuff. It's like, oh, I'm just gushing, but I think those are my favorite memories. Summer camp is a big benefactor. Like, long story short, summer camp, because great memories, great people, great kids. So many white hairs from stress that I just decided to like dye my hair blonde just to like, get over with. But it was worth it. Working the kitchen was probably like one of the best things to come out of summer camp for me personally, and to like as an experience at St. Joe's. But that's that.
My cheeks hurt because of how much I've been smiling and laughing after that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was hilarious. The stories you have of Keo, imagine just getting like completely like dissed by a 10-year-old, like just being corrected.
No, 100%.
By a 10-year-old.
Keo never traded with Kevin and I because he knew he just knew like what we were doing was probably a scam. Like the kids were like,
I was about to say, just the camp kids.
Well, okay.
For sure,
I'm neither confirming nor denying, but with children, let me, as in my background in psychology, let me explain. As children, they are attracted to shiny objects. The shinier, the better. That's their frame of reference when it comes to value. However, in the ludicrous world of trading card games, shinier does not essentially equivocate to better. Sometimes the most expensive cards are kind of dull looking. So there's a lot of cards that are sold for like $1, $3, and they're like really shiny, and kids love that. But they don't know the value or the price because their parents pay for the Pokemon cards, and they're just like, oh, I want that one. So yeah, like, I'm not saying we scammed kids because we didn't. We just took the opportunity to trade cards and maybe sell them after camp
to a bunch of children who were very susceptible to your suggestion.
Okay. In all honesty, though, all joking aside, I actually kept every card that a camper has traded to me, and I refused to sell it. Like, I have a box of just like every card, and I'm like, no, this one's from this one's from this kid, this one's from that kid, and like some of them were like fake, and I full on gave them like a $10 card for a fake card just because I knew like it'd make them happy because it was like shiny as heck. So yeah, I have a box.
Redemption.
Yeah.
So sweet.
I'm a good person. I promise you, I'm not. I'm a good person. But yeah, like I just have a little box of Pokemon cards that it's like labeled like "Do not sell, do not trade," and a chunk of it is from like summer camp, and then like half of it is like stuff I bought that I was planning on like trading with kids or like giving to kids, and then the other half is like the cards that I got from them.
I remember when I was, oh my gosh, when I was younger, when I was a camper and all the kids would be there with like their binders and stuff, and I'd be looking at them and I'd be like, oh yeah, this looks really cool. Like, I don't know, I know how to play Pokemon, but I didn't like really participate as much. But then I remember like Niko would walk in like to just coming into work, and they would all flood him, and they'll be like, look at this card I got. I'll trade you this card for, and then they'll like for your, and then they'll like know it off the top of their head which card of yours they want, and then you'll have to like bargain about it, and then.
I remember at one point I was trading sleeves, and then like packs of sleeves to like the kids because I see their cards are all like dinged up and like bent and everything, and then I felt bad, so like, ooh, like what do you want for this? Like, oh, I'll trade you this card for that, and it was like, but that's like a Geodude or something, or like it was like one of the less shiny cards. I was just like, oh, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, like I like this card, and then I would just trade them sleeves that they can put like the cards in, and just it gives me peace of mind to know that no cards were bent after that for the most part.
It's actually wow, that's actually so sweet. I like all my memories come from summer camp too.
Yeah, and then
like all my main memories.
Yeah, like, and then after I'm done being nice and trading with kids, I go into the kitchen and torment Danielle.
Yeah, basically how the day goes.
Yeah. Woo! That was great. Summer camp's great, guys.
Oh gosh. I remember first thing in the morning. So I'd normally be like one of the first JCs to like pull up to camp. Maybe around like 7 a.m. Around like 7:30. I think I was there before you came a couple times, and I was like, well, this is awkward. Yeah, I was there early because I didn't want to stay in my house. So I came there early, and I remember there was this one time. It was either you or Kevin, Niko, who opened camp that day. I remember walking in. There was one kid who was just chilling in the corner. You guys like completely like were like, yeah, he's fine. And then you continued to like play Pokemon, and then you're like, oh, can you set up breakfast? And I was like, okay. Well, he just continued to sit there and play Pokemon. So I'm like, I had like the bin for the dirty dishes and the bowls and the cereal box and the milk all in like my arms, and I'm like walking to the front table. And then I'm like, oh, there's dishes from last night still in the sink. Okay, I guess I'll do that.
Gosh, you made me
just like chilling there. It was so funny though. It's so funny because it's like You guys were so into it too, and I'm pretty sure at one point I was washing the dishes and Kevin like raged, and he like stood up from the chair and like took a lap around the basement and sat back down, or something along those lines. But I remember somebody yelling over the game, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep scrubbing this pan and forget I heard anything. I'm just gonna scrub my worries away.
Yeah, no, Kevin and I could get competitive with like card games every now and then. It's a little embarrassing to tell you guys, but it's been more than once that we've had to be sat down, and we had like the card. We call it the card game lecture because it always comes up at least like 3 times every summer. It's so bad. Like it's we always get the lecture, as we call it, over like, look, guys, I know bonding with the kids is great, and you guys are like the cool counselors, but don't make us take away Pokemon time from you guys. And then it's like, oh, when we hit that point, like we'd have to be in the good graces of like Stefania or Aura, and then we had to prove like, you know, we're completely capable adults to like watch over kids for like at least a good couple weeks, like get in their good graces, and then like we'd go back to Pokemon time. And then the cycle just continues.
I will say Vanguard is too complicated. Like, I remember, like, I would watch, like, a bunch of us as kids, we would watch you guys play Vanguard, right? And no one knows how to play Vanguard. But for some reason, like, the cards are, like, more colorful than Pokemon ones. So everyone's enthralled with, like, how the cards look. So you guys could go ahead and do, like, the most, like, insane competitive things, right? Like, all your strategies and stuff. And none of the kids will mess with it because, A, they don't know what's going on. And B, they're just there for, like, oh, look, there's a shiny, like, wolf thingy person, and like, oh, that looks so cool, and then like so you guys are just playing normally, enthralled by like 10 kids all around you, successfully distracting them for a good 30 minutes, and then so like it's a good technique, I guess, to distract kids.
That's what we told Aura. Like it works. Like, you know, we keep them occupied and out of trouble, but you know, Aura doesn't buy it. Our argument was not strong enough for her to be like, all right, fine, we'll have like an allotted Pokemon time every day just for you guys to rally the kids. So we moved on to like competitive Connect 4, if you remember that. We basically got all the counselors and campers to like have this huge like world tournament, and every counselor was like a state champion from like somewhere in America. Like I was like the state champion of like Arkansas for like 4 years in a row or something like that. And then we just have all these like stupid long titles, and then all the kids would be like, oh, I'm gonna be state champion of like California, I guess, if I beat like Michael or someone. And then we just distracted the kids playing Connect 4 for like 3 hours. And then that was like our loop around or loophole to Pokemon time.
I barely remember that. Oh my.
Oh yeah, because like that was also like our chance to like catch up on like kitchen chores.
Yeah.
So the kids are having fun, and
I remember you guys.
working.
Yeah. I would occasionally just like dip out of like the tournament, like just like as a breather, and then give someone like a bye, or like, oh, like you played so well, you can skip the next round, and you don't have to face like this champion, and then or this whatever. And I would go into the kitchen, don't check on them, make sure that no one's like swimming in like the sink, and then I would just come back and make sure like all the tasks are done. But yeah, that's those are like the camp secrets that I have now exposed, and now there's someone probably going to hunt me down for exposing our trade secrets.
We know who's not going to be a camp counselor next time we have camp. And
wow!
what can I say?
Because I'll either be in the kitchen or the director. Fingers crossed. Vote Niko for director 2020 hashtag.
This isn't a democracy, Niko, so what I say kind of goes.
Wow, okay.
And you really exposed yourself out here.
Yo. Niko for director 2024. Whenever the next election is.
Gosh. I miss summer camp so much. I have like endless stories from summer camp. Oh my. It was like, oh, I remember, Nico, your weekly challenges, like every Friday where we had like so every Friday we had these weekly challenges in the kitchen where it's basically like Nico just dips. He's like, the kitchen is in your hands. It's in the hands of you five. Don't screw up. Then I remember there was this one time, it was like Monday or Tuesday, and he was like, oh yeah, for your weekly challenge, same rules as before, where it's basically like, we can only ask him 3 questions in total for whatever we have to do, and he's basically like not present in the kitchen, and he's like doing his own things like outside with like the other kids or whatever. And I remember there was this one week where he comes up to us and he's like, hey guys, this week's challenge, same rules as every other time, except you'll be making, I think we're making katsu, which is like our absolute favorite thing to make for no explanation, no reason. But then he was like plot twist, you can't talk. Like,
oh yeah, that was my favorite.
You can't speak to each other. So when Friday came, all of us just pulled up with whiteboards and we just wrote everything down. Oh, it was so funny. But like from what I thought, we were pretty successful with it. Nobody died, nobody got burnt. Everything was chill. There was like barely any communication because nobody felt like writing anything down, so we just pointed to things and we were like, you dishes, or like, you fry. And like, yeah. And then I remember like training, like before camp even started, and then, oh no, that's a different story. Is that even? Oh, we almost created like, we were talking about like chemicals and stuff and like cleaning solutions, and we almost made like a deadly gas in the basement. And I think we almost mixed bleach and pine sol, or Lysol, or all 3 of them that we shouldn't have. And just, yeah.
So, just for context, it's one thing to get the lecture from Aura or Stefania about cards. It's another to get a lecture from Cheyenne, who literally pulled up with her like grade 11 at the time, grade 11 chemistry knowledge, and just sit me down and be like, "Do you understand why you're not supposed to do that?" And I'm like, just completely like disrespected my own kitchen and just completely.
Oh.
Is he lagging?
Yeah.
Did he lag?
Yeah, he's gone.
Nico dip.
Nico's gone.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
He's like,
I'm like, okay.
Arlene, are you enjoying
Okay.
the summer camp stories?
Yes, I'm getting so much insight.
He's back.
He's back. He's back.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure if I was back or not. But yeah, like it's one thing to get lectured by Aura or Stefania about the cards. It's another to get lectured by your own like trainee or
Junior counselor.
Yeah, or my protege, like one of my proteges, over like grade 11 chemistry. Yeah, that was not the highest, not the biggest highlight. I'll admit, not my proudest moment. But those challenges, I was really proud of. Like
Challenges
like
fun.
my kitchen staff, like not to play favorites on JCs or anything, but I just think they're built different. Yeah, like they were great. They are great, and then like just hearing these things, I'm glad that you enjoyed the stress I put you guys through, and then like it paid off in terms of like just working as a team. Like there was a point I think that like there were less challenges, and then they're just like, oh, Nico is fine, just do your thing, and like I was just like, okay, like they don't even need me anymore, so I just taught myself accounting, and then I would do like accounting for like the weekly like budget, and then I'm like, wow, this is what it feels like for your kids to grow up, and they just like, oh, it's okay, Dad, you don't need to like watch me when I go like swim in the deep end now. I'm a big kid. Yeah, and it's just like I was proud about this, like, oh, they don't need me anymore. Okay. Yeah, it was it's surreal. It's just like they were growing up fast. I remember like sometimes it'll be like the time, but sometimes like you guys would finish like with 10, 15 minutes to spare, and then
Yeah, before serving.
yeah, and then like you guys like would start like the afternoon chores and everything, and then like rally all the JCs. I'm like, all right, and then like you guys would just be like, oh Nico, can you just like unlock and like go grab like more stuff or like I don't know Pine Sol or more soap, and I'm just like cool, I guess. I guess okay, like just do my job, and I'm not complaining or anything. It's not like I'm like like I have the urge or need to be needed or whatever. It's cool. It's fine. Just whatever.
It just became like a natural instinct with us. It's like if we saw something was low, we're like, okay, restock. If we see you like coming in with like one thing for groceries, everybody in kitchen staff is like, all right, we got to go up to the car, bring them down, repeat, put them away. Like half the people put them away, the other people continue with like snack or they start lunch prep, and it's like we just like worked. I don't know. I mean, it's like we're like, yeah, that's what it is.
I'm just so happy hearing this because I'm like, I'm like proud papa right now. I was just like,
Listen.
oh.
Like kitchen staff, it was so fun. And then it was like, because I was that was the summer of grade 9 to grade 10. So then in grade 10 you have the option of grade 10 food and nutrition, like grade 10 foods. And I was like, no, screw that. So I took grade 11 foods in grade 10. I was the youngest person in that class, and I kept bumping heads with this one guy, and I'm like, just because I'm younger doesn't mean you can't push me around. Like, sure, I'm tiny, but I know as much as you do. Like, please. And then he was like, you don't know this, you don't know that, you haven't worked in a kitchen, you haven't worked in a kitchen in a day in your life. And I'm like, oh, try me. 2 months straight, try me. But yeah, and that like also like sparked my love for like cooking. So I'm like, yep, if I can become a nurse, chef it is.
I will say I've gotten so many calls from Danielle being like, "Hey, I'm baking something. What should I bake?" And I'm like, "What? What are the options?" And she just rattles off a whole list of things, and I'm like, just pick the first one." Because like I know nothing about cooking, but she seems very interested throughout the pandemic about like baking different and cooking different things, and it's like, okay, so this is where it's from, and I can blame Nico for these random phone calls now.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'd call up Quio, and I'm like, yo, I made this today, blah blah blah. And he's like, okay, I don't know what to do with that information, but okay. Like,
Alright, Danielle.
oh, I'm gonna.
So you already know what we're gonna be expecting this weekend at church.
That
You better
I can
bring
pull up
some baked goodness.
I want some like cookies or brownies. Like, what do y'all want? I'll bake them on Friday.
You
Or
still
actually, I'll bake
remember-
them
Surprise
Saturday
us.
before.
Do you still remember how to make the creme brulee I taught you guys?
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna make the creme brulee Nico taught. Oh, I don't have a torch though. That's the thing.
It's okay. I'll bring my torch.
Okay, if you bring your torch, I can make the actual creme brulee, and then bring it on Saturday. I got you guys.
So when I come on
got you.
Sunday and the church is on fire, I'll know why.
I don't want that. I
Yeah,
think Kyo, this is your calling to come back to the 5 o'clock mass.
I would
Is
go,
Nico
but
frozen?
I think that's
Did he freeze like that? I need to screenshot this. I'm dead.
Wait, this is funny. He's back.
Nico, you're back.
Oh, is he gone? He's gone again.
Not back anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna take this opportunity to move on from summer camp. So, Arlene, what is your favorite part about being in St. Joe's?
Okay, I think like that one thing you brought up about like seeing me at Stubby like be part of lead, that was definitely like one of the greatest memories of being at St. Joe's, especially because like going to lead is what like sparked my interest in like getting into youth ministry as a career. So that was definitely up there. It's like super fun. But more recently, I have like a top two. But like the first time I led Addo as the youth minister was super, super big. It was like so nerve-wracking. Literally, like palms were sweating. And
Now
like,
spaghetti.
no.
Oh shoot, I'm back. Sorry.
Yes, you are back, Niko.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to just.
I'm dead. But yeah, like my palms are so sweaty. I literally like cried 10 minutes before the start of Addo. But that was really great. But also Holy Week. It was such a roller coaster of emotions because the Wednesday before Holy Thursday, we had just cremated my grandma. And then on Holy Thursday, we found out that the church was going back down to 15%. And so we had to cancel like so many people's tickets, and it was just so stressful. But I remember like the one thing that got me through Holy Week, like, were the altar servers. Because it's just like, you guys were there every single day. And like, I know like when I was an altar server or when I was a teenager, like you'd never catch me at church. Well, that's a lie. I would be at church, but like it's not something I would do like willingly. So like every chance I got, I was like, Niko, we have to feed them. Like, let's get them food. What did these kids eat?
I greatly appreciated that.
But yeah, that was great. And it was like definitely the start of like getting to know you guys better. Because I feel like before that, it was just like, oh, hi. Hey, what's up? So you're all just serving this mass. Okay, cool, bye. And now we actually talk, so yeah.
If I may touch on something you said, I remember that first adoration you did. No insult to anyone else that's been in that role since Vlad, but I distinctly remember Vlad's style of doing adorations and how he would speak, and I felt like after he left, no one else captured that. That sort of like, you know, like he knew how to speak. I think that was the important thing. Like, a lot of people know what to speak, but not how to do it. There's like a style to it, right? And then I remember, I don't know if I was serving or not, but I remember I heard you speak, and I was like, oh my gosh, it is just like 2 years ago when Vlad would do adorations. Like, that sort of like the wisdom, but then the way it's being spoken. And like, I don't know if it's like called spoken word, or I don't know what the terms are, but I remember being in that moment, I was like, I really like Arlene as youth minister. Like, or like whatever it's called. Like, I was like, if this is how adorations will be, like, I really like that. So, yeah.
I just remembered something with that. I remember, Arlene, you were speaking at a homily once, and I was standing at the back with Niko, and he's like, if you don't clap at the end of it, you're not allowed back in the kitchen. So I was like... So then right when Arlene finished, I was like...
I'm dead. Niko, you're
Yeah.
not allowed to threaten them.
I wasn't.
How many times do I have
I was just motivated.
It was so
About this.
funny. It was so funny.
no threatening and no bribing?
I mean, I was gonna clap regardless.
I was motivating her, you know, just keeping her on her toes. I want to see if like Danielle's outlook of me as her supervisor has changed over the years, and it's good to know that like things.
It hasn't.
I'm glad.
She's
I'm glad.
still scared of you. You have successfully instilled fear into her heart.
No, Danielle, do I scare you?
See?
Yeah, I still get pretty intimidated. Listen, I get intimidated by anybody of superiority. So it's like if anybody's like automatically like higher than me, like even by age, I just get terrified.
You guys ran the kitchen without me at that point. Like, what? You guys did my
But it's
job.
because I had 4 other people as my emotional support. If it's like a one-on-one thing with like a superior, my heart goes.
I wasn't going
It's like
to
I remember.
make you feel bad. Wait, did I ever make you feel bad?
No. Gosh, no. But it was like I remember. This is one time, Arlene, you weren't in the office when I came in. I think it was Holy Week. I came in a little... No, it was the funeral I had to serve. you weren't in like the office part, but you were in the church. But then I walked in and I was putting my stuff down and Niko was just chilling there and I was like gonna hang that up and get vested and run out the office.
Yeah, I was like weirded out because I'm like, why? She knows who I am. Like,
I was
like,
yeah, I was like, hi, and then I just like threw everything on and dipped. I'm like,
like
can't handle that.
just blatantly ignored me, and I'm like, cool, I guess. You know, it's not like we worked together for like years. Whatever.
Listen, I get scared. I'm terrified to be in like a breakout room with my teacher. Like we're not even talking because I have to do a presentation. And I finished, and she just sat in the breakout room, muted, and I was muted, and I was like, like it wasn't even face to face. It was like on the computer, and I was like, I don't like this. I want to leave. Yeah. But anyways, Arlene, back to you.
Well, I don't know. Y'all just made my heart so full. I mean, like, I don't know, just what Niko said. Like, it's like having kids without like all the worst parts about having kids. Like, so it's great. Like, I love my job, and like, we've only known each other or like have been like talking for what, like half a year-ish. But it's just like I'm so excited to see where it will lead with you guys and all of the other kids. And hopefully like we can stay open and keep opening up till eventually we can have like 800 people in the church for a passion play or something. So, in God's time.
I want to ask, in terms of, I guess the two things is summer camp and passion play, what are current projections, I guess, of when those will happen? Just insider scoop, I guess.
So not this year for sure. At least like with summer camp. So our summer camp timeline, like, is just like the behind the scenes of like how we ran the thing. We would have started the hiring process in January, and we would do all the prep work throughout the months, and then we do intensive prep work. Basically, like everyone's certified, trained, and like prepping by like June, and then like usually we time it with since a lot of our volunteers are in high school, we time it with when their exams would end. So that's why all like the orientation stuff was end of June. So we would have to prep, and maybe we'd have like a week or two like to just kind of breathe a bit as long as we got our stuff done. And then we would try to plan like basically like moment exams finished all the way up to like just before Canada Day, or even if like the one day like in between like July 2, because like say Canada Day is like on a Thursday, and then we have July 2, and then we have the weekend and everything. But even then that's hard because like people go away for the weekend, so we have like that small gap of a couple days before camp starts in July. It is currently June 7, and we because of just how the year has been, I don't think we're doing camp anytime soon. It's just we don't really know how to, like, we in a sense that like I guess society as a whole, we still don't know how to maneuver around the current conditions, or how to do it safely and effectively without exposing anyone or putting anyone at risk. And it sucks because, you know, summer camp is like it's like a big cornerstone when usually like summer is like the downtime for the yearly like church activities. Summer camp was like the option for like a lot of the youth members, a lot of like the kids to like come back and just spend time at church. And unfortunately, like, we're not doing summer camp this year. We entertained the idea of like a hybrid virtual and in person stuff like that, but it's difficult. It's really hard, and even just like the paperwork behind all that, like I don't even understand majority of like these hoops that you have to jump legally. And I stick with like the whole Pokemon time approach. It's a lot easier than paperwork time. And let me tell you, when you're older and paperwork time is a lot more important every day, that kind of sucks. But c'est la vie. Long story short, no, not this year. Sorry.
Yeah,
Right.
and in terms of passion play, for the insider scoop, obviously we can't have it this year because Holy Week already passed. But we are hoping, God willing, to do it next year. But again, that's gonna depend on like the restrictions in place. Because if we're at 15%, like the 120 people that can fit in the church is basically the cast. So we'll definitely have to see. I know that we weren't able to do the 2020 passion play, and that was already like rehearsed and casted and everything. So depending on whether or not we'll have like grave restrictions in place, I don't think we'll be able to do the exact same passion play. Because obviously we'd want to utilize that script and like that cast for a full production. So we might come up with like a condensed, shorter, less cast kind of passion play. But we'll have to see where God takes us. Hoping for the
So
best.
when
though.
in doubt, just turn it into a movie.
True. Or when in doubt, it'll just be a one-man show.
Father,
I said early
Father
as
Stephen
Jesus
as
made
everything.
disciples. Oh, yeah.
Even
But-
better.
Oh gosh, yeah. Alright.
I look forward to that.
Wow. I'm excited. Oh my gosh, I missed church so much.
I know.
Yeah, I've been seeing you guys and just like talking about random stuff. Oh, I've watched the movie Unholy.
I'm doing a Zoom meeting for that. Wow, I feel betrayed.
It was terrible. Please don't watch it.
Wow. Okay, never mind.
Unless
Yeah, I-
you guys want to host like a Zoom movie night, I'll rewatch it with you
I'd
guys.
be down.
I have no
I'd
idea
be
what
down.
this movie is.
The Lost Sheep streams Unholy.
Oh yeah, because Catholic podcast horror movie makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
That is how you divide the audience real quick.
Guys, oh my gosh, I felt so guilty since we went back into lockdown because quad 3, I had my co-op placement at a clinic and they offered me a position there. So every time drive-by communion happens, I'm at the clinic working. And I can never make it in time because I work from 8:30 to 3. And it's like all the way in downtown, so it's like, shucks. Anyways.
Why didn't you just ask me to get a pick for you? And
Oh, that would be, well,
You mean
yeah,
a pig?
that would have been smarter. That would have been smarter.
It's just all of a sudden,
Anyways.
it's just a knock on your door, Danielle, and it's just Niko. It's like body of Christ.
Anyways.
or because I'm not technically a Eucharistic minister. I'm just like
And
the
we like
Holy
the,
and then I just somehow mess it up and get, I don't know, kicked out of the Catholic Church. I don't know,
What?
I'd probably do something. I don't know. I'd probably say like the prayer or like the rites and be like, "Body of Christ, my guy," and then like or I'll say something that I think is funny, and then it'll be like, "You, that's not."
I don't
No.
think you can get excommunicated from the church.
That's the word. That's the word.
that's an actual word?
Yes, that is.
Yes.
And no, that was an actual
All right,
word.
Nico, spell excommunicated.
Oh no,
Oh,
Pentecast
yeah,
trend.
Everybody messes up.
Nicated, excommunicated.
Use it in a sentence.
I broke up with my girlfriend because my ex communicated that she wanted to break up.
Bye. All right, guys, and that's it for this episode.
and that's the part that you have to cut out now. I'm so.
And he's gone.
Oh,
Anyways, that's a wrap on The Lost Sheep. Nico, you gotta start the outro.
Yeah, just do the same thing as the intro.
Just do the intro.
That's Arlene.
I forgot where I'm supposed to point, but that's, I think, Danielle.
Yeah, that's Quio.
That's Niko,
And we are
the lost sheep.
the